more to go. Let the chips fall where they may.
Hey, got the W. Next week on the road. Got another W coming.
Man, good win, man. Got to keep stacking them. We're still in the hunt, so we got to bring it next week, man. Go Raiders.
Man, amazing. We got to keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. Let's go, Raiders.
Raiders! Woo! Got to get another one. Got to get 2 more. And then playoff.
Just like that. Man, it was a blessing to just contribute to the win. Let's go, Raider Nation. You already know that feel good. Another W. Let's keep it up.
Feels amazing. I'm glad to be back. See y'all next week. And stay hydrated.
That's right. Stay hydrated, people. The Raiders running away with a huge divisional win against the Broncos Week 16. Welcome into Raiders Game Day, presented by America First Credit Union. You know who I am. Erin Coscarelli, I am back. It is good to be with you, gentlemen. Marcel, Reece, my fullback, my lockdown corner, and Eric Allen. Gentlemen, it is so good to see you.
Oh, welcome back.
Especially on this occasion.
Yes, on Christmas, back. We get a great Christmas gift. EC in the house.
Let's go. Well, thank you guys. It is nice to be back. I've certainly missed you guys at home. We have a lot to get to on this show, especially after such a big W at the Raiders Nation, at the Raiders house. But initial takeaways for you guys, Week 16, Marcel?
Just win, baby.
Old school back in the house again. That's how you win, old school. We had a great John Madden this yesterday, right?
Yes.
And we won the way John Madden would have loved, with some great defense, some running the football, some...
Say that again, EA?
Come on, man. Let's go. Go to highlights.
Let's go. We got a lot to get to on the show. We showed you what's on tap, of course, game highlights. We're bringing to you as we speak. And, of course, Southern Nevada Chamber of Commerce lights the Al Davis Memorial Torch in recognition of the business community's support of Raiders relocation. And how about Max Crosby relocating Drew Lock right there.
And Guacquay was in there, too. You know, look at him right down there by the ankles, you know, wrapping him up a little bit.
Max Crosby, baby.
Just love his effort, his energy. Yes.
Showing why the man is named to the Pro Bowl.
Ooh, man.
And Josh Jacobs doing Josh Jacobs-like things, right? Zay Jones, 3rd and 4th. He says, I would get in on this as well.
Oh, good job running that route right there. You know, I'm not sure what that was.
First down.
Man.
And the Raiders took advantage of this offensive situation early.
Zay, again,
right?
Across the middle, possession receiver.
Led the team in targets with 8.
Oh,
and how about Hunter?
Man.
You're not going to see a better throw in the NFL than that, and better effort from a guy like Hunter Renfrow.
And he just threw the ball to the referee. No celebrating. Here, man, let's go.
I do this.
Yes.
It's routine for me.
That's what I do.
Let's go. This is what I do. This is routine.
Raiders on the board first and 10. Drew Lock with the 40-yard pass to Jerry Jeudy. And the Broncos finished the drive with 3 points on the board.
Keep them Broncos down, right?
Donkeys.
7-3. Raiders, though, having some issues. Yeah, right there, number 28.
Yeah, that's it. Come on
Jacobs.
now. We got to protect that football. Got to protect the leather.
Certainly some miscues.
Yeah, trying to make a play.
Right there.
Just trying to make a play, a little bit too casual with the ball.
Need some stickier gloves.
We learned from those. We learned from those.
The Broncos would obviously recover 4th and 6. Brandon McManus with
I was like, that's no good. I was like, come on now. Give us some love, refs.
I wasn't supposed to go.
7-6, Raiders up by 1, 1st and 10. Carr, yikes.
What is that, 20 seconds on the clock left?
You don't want to do that before the half, right? 1st and goal. They take advantage. Javonte Williams with the 1-yard score. So the Raiders down 13. 7 guys, when you see that happen right before the half, how does it make you feel?
It's lousy. You know, I'm thinking, you know what, let's get out of here. If you're going to take a shot, or try and get an explosive run. But you don't want to be in that situation where you're relying on that defensive end to drop off and not recognize that. Just a tremendous play by the linebacker. But again, I was thinking that play is going to really energize us coming out of halftime.
Right. We just have to be mindful of the big picture when we're coming down to those kind of situations. Understanding where the clock is in that situation, and as a team, knowing what our purpose is there. What are we trying to accomplish, and making sure we execute. But when you're in those types of games, you got to understand it's a freak thing that happens.
Yep.
Right.
We got to galvanize ourselves as a locker room, as players, and make sure we make plays. Don't get too down or too high over any one play.
Right.
Yeah. Well, you said the word execute, and we take you to the second half highlights and show you how this game ended, because I want to say Josh Jacobs may have redeemed himself as we take it to the third quarter. It was Jacobs all over the place, guys. What'd you see right out of the gates in the first half?
Look at that line, getting down to the second, third level. Leatherwood, Andre James, of course, making it happen. Really impressive performance by this offensive line coming out of halftime.
Peyton Barber capitalizing with the 5-yard score. The Raiders up now by 1.
Is that a jump cut?
Yes, it was. That's called jump cut in the phone booth. Zay Jones made some tough catches today. He made some tough catches in traffic, low balls. Derek Carr put him in places where only he could catch it.
And how about Deshaun Jackson?
Come on, man. This is what he's been doing for 14 years.
Yeah.
Let's use him to our advantage and execute those plays.
3rd and 6, Carr with the fumble actually had to leave the game after this play to go to the medical tent. He was checked out. He did come back. But, you just got to tip your cap to Carr. He is so tough.
Toughness.
He is so tough. He's in pain. He does come back later in the game. 4th and 3rd. McManus with the miss.
That's big time. Defense said, I got your back.
That's the Raider Nation.
I got your back
right now.
Yes, you're right. You're right.
Come on, Allegiant Stadium's rocking right there. Allegiant Stadium felt that energy.
Yeah, they sure did. Carr did too with the QB sneak to get the first down. And it's the second half, so it just means let's just give you Jacobs
highlights. That's another jump cut for you right there, EA. That's another jump cut for you right there.
Looking so smooth. You just love his running style.
4th and 13, Daniel Carlson through the uprights.
Money is money.
Automatic.
He is money. We are in Vegas after all. Defense also showing up big time, coming up big. Yannick Ngakoue, you mentioned him, a tackle for a loss with Melvin Gordon. 3rd and 10. How about Quentin Jefferson, guys?
Man, I tell you what, running in the middle of the football field, just getting to the second level, putting your shoulder pad level down and getting that extra yards.
That is football.
We're not cutting outside. We're cutting right back into you
physical
right
football.
now.
We finish runs, and that's what I love seeing Josh Jacobs do.
That's right, a season high, over 100 yards for the first time.
That play there, a lot of people aren't understanding what kind of play that is there to end the game.
Yeah.
To end the game. It's Spider 2, Y banana, and you throw the banana to end the game on a lob pass?
Foster was so excited,
Oh,
too.
man, it's gutsy pass by Derek Carr, another dime, and then Foster Moreau just makes a spectacular catch. A harder catch because he's backing up into that pass, but great job by the Raiders offense ending that game.
I kept refreshing my browser at the end of the game because I thought I was stuck seeing 18 yards rushing by the mighty Denver Broncos, right?
Sure.
All they do is run, and we can't stop the run. 18 yards rushing. Congratulations to that defense.
Yes.
That's team defense getting after it.
Gus Bradley and that defensive staff did a phenomenal job of having this defense.
Without Hankins. Hankins didn't play.
Guys, that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you after you saw the final game stats brought to you by Sports Water. 18 yards. We'll talk about the defense as a whole a little later in the show, but overall, how big of a win was this for the Raiders? Because division foe, obviously, we'll talk playoff implications a little later in the show. But this is a team that still has huge postseason implications on the line.
Yeah, these last 2 weeks have been about offenses that had to run the football to kind of protect their quarterbacks. And again, Drew Lock is not going to be the kind of guy who's going to beat you with 30 or 40 dropbacks. So you knew coming into the football game that you had to do a great job in stopping the run, and they did just that. With the short week, right? So a lot of walkthroughs, and so a lot of the game plan was similar, right? Because they're running football teams, like next week's going to be too, but just so impressed by how the defense was able to come back and have an outstanding performance against this Denver Broncos offense.
This defense held that offense to 1 for 10 on 3rd down. That is huge. This is the National Football League. This defense has been showing up. And they tried to throw us off. The NFL tried to throw us off last week by pushing our game back and giving us a short week. But the Raiders were resilient, and we came out with 2 wins. Now it's time to get ourselves healthy. And our defense is going to have to repeat that performance against a running team like Indianapolis, because they are probably the hottest team in the NFL right now, especially running the football.
Without a doubt.
No, and we'll talk about how they're going to be able to have to do that against the Colts next week. But you're absolutely right. Resilient has seemed like the theme of the season. A lot of people, let's take a look at the playoff picture right there. You see the Chargers And then the Raiders, the
We're just
Steelers,
creeping.
of course.
We're creeping.
I'm not the mathematician, but I don't understand how the Ravens are at 7 and we already beat them. I'm gonna let somebody else.
They don't want to give us the love. But it's okay. But it's okay.
It is okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay, right. We beat them earlier in the season, but don't worry about it. We'll get things handled. We are, after all, quite resilient. Coming up next, we're going to hear from Coach right after the break. How did Rich Bisaccia feel his squad did this evening? You're going to hear right after this break. Stick around. Raiders Game Day. We'll be right back.
Raiders Game Day is brought to you by Cox, proud partner of the Las Vegas Raiders. America First Credit Union, the official credit union of the Las Vegas Raiders. Coors Light, an official beer of Raider Nation made to chill. And by Allegiant, the official airline of the Las Vegas Raiders. Low fares, nonstop flights. Book now only at Allegiant.com.
Yeah, again, I just think, our mindset around here, I know it's a cliche, next man up type thing, but we all know that because of COVID, the situation that we're all in, we lost Hobbs last week on the morning of the game. It happened to us again today. So a credit again to our defense, a credit to those guys that were prepared to go in and play, and I thought they all played well, and it was good to get Nate back, and he missed a bunch of time on the field, so he was able to be a part of our kicking game for us a little bit, and Keyshawn handled a little bit more of the defense today. But it was an all-in mentality. Everybody held on to the rope today.
Coach, are you seeing a team play like the season's on the line?
Certainly, yeah. I think we're seeing a team that has responded well to adversity, whether it's before the game or whether it's during the game. To come out and play like that offensively and defensively in the second half again, the way defense played for us in the first half, to go through Murphy's Law to end the second half. So I think we're seeing a team that is responding to adversity, and we're learning how to respond to prosperity. We're learning how to win a little bit better as well. So just a credit to the coaches, a credit to the players, the way in which they responded to all things that have happened throughout the week, this morning, and then certainly throughout the game.
I love what he said, responding to adversity. You mentioned resilient in the last break. And for me, they did have a disadvantage. They were on a short week. The Browns had a situation. They had a bunch of setbacks, people with COVID. So that put the Raiders in a situation where they kind of had to step up to adversity. When you hear the coach talk like that, what's your takeaway? How do you guys feel about that?
Well, I think it's very encouraging, and not just the talk, but how they respond afterwards. And they've always responded in the correct manner. And even though sometimes they don't win the game, you can see that the effort is always there. Their ability to adapt has been there. And again, you're talking about a short week, having a lot of walkthroughs, and for this defense in particular to come up with another outstanding performance says a lot about this coaching staff as a whole and how he's really handled this difficult situation. There's only 32 of these jobs in the world, right? And he has really climbed himself into a situation where he has a team that has had all kind of adversity in the middle of a playoff run.
It is a privilege for all of us to be a part of the Raider Nation, no matter what position we hold. But I'll say this. The experience of this season is going to be it's just going to be invaluable to the young players and the veterans, for all that matters, on this team, for a number of reasons. One, no one's going to feel sorry for the Las Vegas Raiders and the Raider organization, no matter what goes on throughout the season. And everything that has happened to this point, the Las Vegas Raiders football team are still in a position to succeed and accomplish all of their goals in the beginning of this year.
Yep.
This team can still win a Super Bowl and bring a Super Bowl parade to Las Vegas Boulevard.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
that is what is important right now for the Raiders to understand. Let's take care of our business, win 2 games, take it 1 game at a time. Win in Indianapolis, come home and beat up on the Chargers.
Yeah.
And you are in the dance. And once you get into the dance, meaning the playoffs, anything can happen.
Right.
Absolutely. And it is a testament to what they've overcome this season in terms of it's unprecedented what this Raiders team has had to go through. And you talk about the defense, only the 6th time in Broncos history, Denver was held to under 20 rushing yards, which is huge, considering they had the last 4 weeks the 2nd best in rushing yards.
Yeah.
And this is something that the Raiders have struggled with, their run D. I mean, how did you feel
For
about
sure,
it?
and I think the challenge was sent out 2 weeks ago about interior. Let's not worry about sacks so much. Let's make sure we're taking care of the run first before we get to the quarterback. And those guys answered the bell, along with last week Jonathan Abram, who played terrific. Who's going to replace him in this situation? Get Perryman back. Now, Perryman's the man. We all know that. Pro Bowler, created the catalyst of that run defense. And then you have to say to yourself, Max Crosby continues to be an all-around player. He's just not a sack master. This guy is an incredible all-around defender. Just love his ability to get everyone else to kind of buy in to stopping the run.
We got Darius Phelan, who's playing great. He's been playing great all year. We have Quinn Jefferson, who's been playing phenomenal for us all year as well. We have Max Crosby making tackles for loss in the run game. And Yannick has been leading that charge as far as being a leader in the locker room and making plays on the football field. And Denzel Perryman has been playing out of his mind, probably the best linebacker the Silver and Black has had in a very, very long time.
I agree. I do agree with that.
Well, and it's even more impressive because we did have so many issues with our secondary injuries, right? We knew pressuring the front seven was going to be all important. And entering this game, the Broncos averaged 4.5 yards per carry. Tonight, they had 1.1 yards per carry. So let me ask you this, because I know my producer's going to want me to go and talk Josh Jacobs, but really quickly, momentarily, how do we keep this momentum moving forward? Because we need to do it against the Colts, and of course, we need to do it against the Chargers. How do you do this?
Roll the film on from the last 2 weeks. You know what? And that's what it's about. It's about effort. It's about being in your proper gaps. It's about making sure you understand what the important issues are, particularly on first and second down, so they get into third and long. Those first and second downs are so important for your strong safety, your middle linebacker, your edge guys, to keep that stuff all contained and allow your big guys in the middle to eat up.
It's about giving resistance on that defensive line, not just going for the sack, not taking the easy way out by going around someone, but giving force to them, going through them. Because as a runner, when you see your own defensive or your offensive lineman in your face, that penetration hurts you. Penetration is the killer of any offense. So it's about being disciplined, not being selfish, but understanding the scheme of the defense. So it's been a testament to Gus Bradley, Ron Millis, and that entire defensive room. Rod Martinelli is phenomenal. He has a ton of energy and been doing this for a really long time, and we're really starting to see this defense come into itself.
Well, and a defense that was really good heading into the game, the Broncos, and Josh Jacobs ran all over them, a career high of 129 yards. Marcel, I'm going to ask the same question. What was working for JJ tonight?
We committed to running the football. And when we commit to running the football, that gives that runner confidence in himself. That gives that offensive line confidence in themselves. The best thing for a young offensive line is to be able to put their hand in the dirt and be able to just run into somebody. Josh Jacobs ran all over this defense. And it wasn't just Josh Jacobs. Peyton Barber had phenomenal runs and got in the end zone today. Jalen Richard had a big run on third down as well. This was a great running performance by the Las Vegas Raiders, and we need to continue to do that. 82, we got our tight end. Getting his nose, buddy. Come on, don't stop.
Listen, so many offensive linemen on the second level today. I'm just so excited for this line to finally kind of come together. Andre James, Simpson, and of course Leatherwood, the guard, and the
Colt
two
Miller,
tackles.
come on, man.
Oh, man, they were just playing at a really great tempo today, and you can tell they were challenged maybe a little bit at halftime. Here's what we're going to do. Just do interception. We're going to come out at halftime, and we're going to run right at them. We're going to run right behind you guys. We're not worried about the outside right now. So center, two guards, make your presence felt, and they did an incredible job. Just so happy for this young line.
It hasn't been an easy season for our offensive line.
Right,
and I'm sure Tom Cable had a few choice words for them at halftime because he's one of those nasty dudes and he wants to run the football, but understands if it's not being successful, then your offensive coordinator is going to go away from it. So we have to give our offensive coordinator and our offense something to hold on to. And listen, if right now is the time we hit our stride in the run game, we picked the perfect time to do it.
For sure.
That is so true, which of course we'll talk about a little later in the show. But you mentioned it, Andre James, our center, talking about the performance of his running back tonight. Take a listen.
To block for someone like Josh Jacobs, man, you got to love it as offensive lineman because you know he's going to give you his all in every play. And it makes it easy as offensive lineman the way he hits those holes sometimes. So wouldn't want to block for anyone else. Super proud of him and the way he came out and performed today.
At halftime, what was it like for you guys? The O-line at halftime, what was the message? What were you guys talking about at halftime?
Just keep playing. Game of football is crazy, man. It's not always going to go your way. So just to keep pushing and to keep doing what we were doing and improve on the things we were doing well and, correct the mistakes that we were making. So just keep pushing was the message.
Yeah, and they led the team to a season-high 160 rushing yards and only one penalty. So he talked about shoring up the mistakes that were made. But you just mentioned Tom Cable saying something to them at the half.
Absolutely. And tomorrow when Tom Cable comes back in, he's going to circle the mistakes. Yeah. Because I'm sure Tom Cable saw 210 yards out there and some we still left. Because even me, I'm seeing some hat placement that could be changed. But run game is about rhythm. Mm-hmm. You can't just go away from it just because you have one that's 1 yard run or a 3 yard run. You have to stick with the run game in the National Football League because a runner like Josh Jacobs wears defenses out. Runners like Peyton Barber wear defenses out. And that's what we have to keep going at.
That's absolutely right. It was all about the run game, like my guys said. Coming up, Marcel and EA are breaking down just how Josh and company set the tone for the second half. Stick around. All right, welcome back to Raiders Game Day. Heading into the second half, the Raiders were down. All right, they were down by 6, 13-7, but not for long because opening that second half in the third quarter, Josh Jacobs literally put the team on his back. Gentlemen, can we break down what y'all saw from number 28 in the third quarter?
Let's get it done.
So we've been waiting for a long time for a run breakdown, and we finally get it. Here we are. Listen, we're just in 11 personnel. I love this because we get to spread this defense out as Josh Jacobs gets a full view of the box and what he has to see. And when we roll this play, one thing he's been doing great is being patient at the line of scrimmage. Right here, he doesn't rush it. Foster gets just enough for this guy, right?
Yeah, for sure.
He gets just enough. So when Josh Jacobs gets to the point, he's able to stick that outside foot in the ground and get up the field.
And again, what you love about this is the first drive coming out of halftime, so Coach Cable's been on him a little bit. So how do you respond as an offensive lineman in this situation? You're like, okay, you're going to put it on me? I'm going to be right with you. I'm going to move my guys, make sure that I get a hat on a hat, drive, and allow my running back to choose the hole.
Again, 11 personnel, 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 1 running back in the backfield. Josh Jacobs has a clear view. This front is still the same front, EA. Denver Broncos aren't going to change. We know that. Vic Fangio's going to continue to do the same thing. So when we run this play, it's just to the other side. Listen, we get a little pushback, a little penetration, but this is what separates the good runners from the great runners. Josh Jacobs sees penetration but doesn't panic. He slips a move and gets right up the field.
And you love the fact that 11 personnel is going to cause the defense to come out in a certain look. So we're going to circle this look, and now we'll be able to zone left and then allow Josh, again, to be able to choose his hole.
Little pushback on Simpson, but he still covers him up enough. Josh Jacobs gets skinny, slips by him, and gets right up the field. First contact isn't taking him down. They have to bring 2 and 3 guys. And again, Josh Jacobs doing Josh Jacobs things. He's falling forward. Here we are in 11 personnel. We're bunched up right here.
Right.
We're bunched up
But again, 11 personnel, so you're getting those same type of looks. Check out Leatherwood on this play.
Yes, sir.
There you
If we're circling 70, this is why you draft the guy in the first round.
Right.
Big 70, he's used to being tackled, but he's at guard. He doesn't have to think about much in the run game.
That's right.
Just his go forward, block the guy in front of you. He gets a little help from his tackle here on a pushback. Call it a C block. 70 is still driving his feet, and he's 8 yards down the field. Josh Jacobs goes untouched before he gets 10 yards, and he is moving forward, using his weapons. What I mean by using your weapons, your free hand, that's your stiff arm.
That's right.
Get your head down and fall forward again. Now, new runner, still 11 personnel.
Still what personnel was it?
11
there
personnel.
we go. We keep that same defense.
When a team matches on defense, that means they have more DBs than linebackers. That means I want a DB trying to tackle me every single day of the week. Peyton Barber, and again, another downhill runner. We have a crosser going across his face at Foster Moreau. Peyton Barber sees, this is just him seeing the end zone and knowing that he has to get in there, finds a hole, a small hole, jumps over, gets in the black.
And what's important about 11 personnel, this free tackler is not a linebacker. He's more of a cover kind of guy, and that's why Peyton is able to get to the second level, and the tackling style of that cover guy is going to be different than a run-stopping linebacker. So that's going to be the difference there. So great job, 11 personnel. But you see the tackling style of the DB? That's not the kind of tackling style Sam linebacker linebacker would have if he's in regular personnel.
It's all about the matchups.
Yes.
I have to give Greg Olsen props in the run game calls along with Tom Cable, because the one change, like you saw in that play, Foster Moreau, who was crossing the quarterback and the runner's face, was going one way while the run was designed to go the opposite way. In the past weeks, we've been having guys cross the face and running to the guy who's crossing the face. So that is an important change that we're seeing. Probably a little self-scout that Greg Olsen and Tom Cable did. We have the crosser going opposite of the runner, so it gives a little misdirection to the defense.
I loving it.
Man,
I'm
that's
loving
good
it,
stuff,
you guys.
man. That was a great drive.
And you say it's getting hot right at the right time. And you mentioned resilient. You guys see a theme here. After that fumble, he had 104 rushing yards after. So it's all about how you respond to adversity, right?
That's a pro right there.
Team is
That's right.
all about that. Coming up next, we're going to hear, speaking of adversity, Derek Carr, quarterback. Chatting with you next. Stick around.
This segment of Raiders Game Day has been brought to you by Twitch. Watch, discover, join in.
Derek, your defense was outstanding. They gave up 18 rushing yards. As a quarterback, how much does it make the offense better when the defense is just playing at that level? You haven't had that much in your career here.
Do I get credit for that? Do I get credit for holding them to 18? No, that's they did a great job today, and so proud of them. I told them in there, I was like, if we can run to win a championship, running the football and playing defense, and then quarterbacks, we just try and make the best decision possible every time, and try and get it to the open guys, things like that. And so if we can play like that and get hot doing that kind of stuff, that's going to help us. It doesn't guarantee anything, but it's definitely a good formula into winning. All the championship teams, you look back mostly, play some solid defense, or they're great on situations or take the ball away, and you're able to run the football, because then the play action game, you saw a lot of play actions today where those windows were there, and when you're running it like that, you want to call those play action. 3rd and 2 to win it, to foster is a play action, kind of pass. And, it's good for our team to be able to win a game like that. We didn't have to throw it for 300 yards. I'm tired of hearing that stat. Throw it for 300 to win a game. We didn't have to do that. We don't have to do that. And I'm proud of our offensive line and our defense. And I hope they get, a lot of credit for today's win.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's, of course, all in how you handle adversity and respond to it. And Carr had a couple of turnovers tonight. Of course, he had the fumble loss and the interception. But he toughed it out, and he completed at least one pass to all 7 of his targets. And that's big, because we had a couple guys out. Brian Edwards, of course, out with COVID. We didn't have Waller in this game. And we needed a big game out of Foster, and he delivered.
Yeah, for sure. And you know what? There's never a doubt in my mind that Foster could do those things. I think the roles were defined a little bit more today as far as the receivers are concerned. Zay Jones went into that kind of in the middle of the field possession guy. You let Deshaun be the deep guy so he could run guys off. And Zay, it's just a great relationship, it seems like, with Derek. It seems like they spend so much time inside and outside the locker room. But, along with my man Hunter, with that end zone catch in the red zone, was just phenomenal today. The amount of receivers who kind of stepped up and filled voids today.
Absolutely. Listen, Derek Carr has always been able to make every single throw necessary on the field, along with the elite quarterbacks in this league. We have to continue to spread the ball around. I always say we're a running football team, EA, and we always go back and forth about it. But passing the ball is extremely important.
Yeah.
You said it earlier today, winning the John Madden way. Well, guess what? It's not just the John Madden way. It's the Raider brand of football, being tough, imposing your will, running the football, using the play action pass to be able to go down the field and have explosive plays, not just dinking and dunking down the field. Today, it's not always a 50-yard pass, but it could be a 12, 14-yard pass. That crossing route to Deshaun Jackson, that is Raider football.
Moving the chains.
Moving the chains.
Yes.
Staying on task, having those long drives, keeping the other offense on the bench. That is what Raider football is all about. Today, we won in a spectacular way when we had great plays. When we had positive plays, that was Raider football. We had a couple mistakes, couple clock management issues, couple turnovers that we don't like. but we still won the game the Raider way, because it's not too many times where you can win the football game when you lose a turnover battle like we did.
Yeah, that's the one thing. You know, losing the turnover battle is usually, you know, the one thing that loses you the football game. But we ran 67 plays a day, and Erin's favorite stat, we won the time of possession because we ran the football and we had critical throws in those situations. So again, you think about this offense as a whole today, it was a throwback game. I don't like to say ugly, because whenever you win, it's nice and everyone's smiling when they were leaving the stadium today. This was a throwback type of football game. We were able to win that game.
Well, and that's what Derek Carr said. He said we can win in different ways, and you're absolutely right. Only threw up 200 passing yards, but we got a lot on the ground. The Raider way, as Marcel says. All right, coming up on the other side of the break, Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee, Darren Waller. He was honored before the game. We're going to discuss. Stick around. Darren Waller and his foundation, of course, obviously a Walter Payton Man of the Year. Needs no introduction. He is somebody that I absolutely admire and completely look up to. He has impacted not only the Raiders organization, but I believe the NFL as a whole. What do you guys believe he means to this organization, E?
Well, again, when you're talking about the Raiders in general and how they kind of attack the community, I mean, he has been really the catalyst for that this last couple years. Just a tremendous young man who has just so much to offer, both on and off the football field. But while he's been injured, not playing, he's been in the community doing his thing. He's an all-pro on both the field and off the field.
Absolutely. The Raiders, Mark Davis specifically, promised Las Vegas that they were getting more than just a football team. They were getting a family. And for us as a regular organization, we take that to heart. We take that extremely serious. And it was
This was before the game. You honored him at Allegiant. You guys recognized, of course, him as a Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee, and that's pretty cool.
It's an extreme honor. I had the pleasure of being a Walter Payton Man of the Year before for the Raider organization. And Darren Waller, he takes it extremely serious. He wants to touch people. He wants to help make change. And, you know, it goes beyond the field. You know, we want to win on and off the field. It's extremely important. So congratulations, Darren Waller.
Huge.
Go vote for him. We want him. There's no better representation for the Raider organization, for the Walter Payton Man of the Year, than Darren Waller.
And his story is so remarkable. You know, how he came here, I believe, in 2018, and he was somebody that maybe a lot of people didn't have a lot of faith in. And he uses his story. He has impacted me and the stories and the issues that I have had to go through in terms of my anxiety and things that I deal with in terms of mental wellness, mental health. And I just can't thank someone young like him to give us a face of somebody to look up to and admire. And so being a Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee is a huge, huge honor, like you said, Marcel. And huge congrats to you, Darren Waller. All right, coming up next, football was not the only awesome thing that happened on the field at Allegiant today. We are talking Las Vegas and entertainment at its finest. Stick around.
This segment of Raiders Game Day has been brought to you by America First Credit Union, the official credit union of the Las Vegas Raiders.
I'm Derek Lyons. I'm 17. I'm a defensive tackle, and I'm from Silverado High School. Well, I'm a tutor for my school. I'm in Blue Alpha Theta, and I work for NYS, the National Youth Sports in Las Vegas, so I help with that too. I have made an impact in my community with my grades, with my play, and that I can do a lot more in life than I previously thought. I just want to say thank you for letting me do this and bringing me on.
The Raiders certainly feeling the vibe after their second consecutive victory and a sweep of the Denver Broncos for the second year in a row. This team, though, knows that it is a week-to-week league, and the playoff chase is all about next Sunday only when they take on Indianapolis. They are going to enjoy this one tonight, and then it's time to get right back to work at the facility out in Henderson.
Yes, they certainly will. Thank you very much, Kevin. Welcome back to Raiders Game Day. EC, Marcel, Eric Allen back with you after a huge divisional win against the Broncos. That was not the only good thing, though, that happened inside of Allegiant Stadium.
Right.
It was a show. And, of course, we had none other than Shania Twain making an appearance.
Yeah.
Music legend Dionne Warwick. There's Shania giving Mark Davis a hug there.
Awesome.
Very excited. You can tell she's happy to be there.
She's excited.
She was excited.
Gotta bring her back. Gotta bring her back.
Yes.
Raider love.
That's right. Shania Twain, of course, Montel Jordan, the Grammy-nominated singer, sang the Star-Spangled Banner.
Yeah, that's how we do it now.
Yes, for sure.
I mean, we bring out the
Bringing
stars.
love.
And then the legend herself, Dionne
Warwick. Never disappoint.
Dionne Warwick has been a Raider fan for a very, very long time. A lot of people don't realize that Dionne Warwick is a loyal and faithful Raider Nation member, man. We love
see her in Oakland back when I was playing.
Yes, and LA now.
For sure.
Looking good, Dionne. I like seeing her in silver and black.
Never disappoints. Never disappoints.
Listen,
that stadium.
It is a Super Bowl in Las Vegas every single Sunday. Again, we have to give a shout out to Brad Finney, the entire production team, Mark Davis for the vision of it, and everybody executing it.
I mean, it's a party in Las Vegas,
it is.
and no other place knows how to put on a show. That is for sure. All right, coming up next, plenty more Raiders Game Day. After the break, stick around. We'll maybe talk a little defense. Don't go anywhere.
Absolutely. You know, our mentality is 1-0. That's what it's been the last couple of weeks. You know, just seeing how the guys have been responding has been awesome. You know, on the D-line, we've just been, you know, super locked in on not making mistakes. You know, ever since the Kansas City game, we're jumping off sides, having penalties and stuff like that, and we just can't have that. We can't be having penalties this time of the year. You know, we just got to play clean, good football, and that's what we did today. You know, you got to give a ton of credit to the offense. In the second half, they went and ran the ball amazing. Josh was amazing. The O-line, clean, playing hard, and you know, the whole team, we just played team football, and couldn't be more proud of the guys.
That is absolutely right. The Raiders defense held the league's 9th best rushing attack to only 18 yards tonight, and of course, holding the Broncos to 1 of 10 on third down. Mad Max particularly had a sack, 2 tackles, and of course showed us why the man should be named to a Pro Bowl.
Oh, for sure. Pro Bowler without a doubt. And again, these guys have been in the league 3 or 4 years. The way he's sound, he's taking accountability for the penalties and the lack of opportunities he's given his team to get off the football field with the penalties, trying to echo that through the defensive room and the team overall. And they're going to listen, because when you turn on the film, it really doesn't matter if you're playing in this stadium, in the parking lot. That's effort, and that's all day long. Every single snap, he's giving you 100%. And again, if a guy who's going to the Pro Bowl is giving you that kind of effort, and if you're not, if you're back, if you're a sub, if you're just a substitutional player, you gotta give the same effort as the leader of your team, and that's why I love that dude.
But what was different tonight? There was an emphasis on pressure, knowing it was Drew Lock. Was there a difference you saw in this team tonight?
I know the relentless attitude, I'm sorry, Mark, the relentless attitude has always been there. I think it's the accountability of, hey, let's not hurt ourselves by jumping off sides, by being lined up off sides, by hitting the quarterback unnecessary after the call. I think that's what it's about with this unit that happened today.
It's exactly what it's about. You could tell there was a switch in this team after that Kansas City game. I think we started to look in the mirror and understand we just got embarrassed by a divisional rival on national television. Let's change how we do things. Let's be disciplined. Let's put it on us. Give me that burden. Let me put it on my shoulders and be better for my team. Mad Max Crosby's energy, passion, and love for the Raiders and football is contagious. You can see it. Him, along with Yannick Ngakoue, Denzel Perryman, those guys are leading this defense. They're leading the charge, and you could tell what they're doing and how they're producing is contagious. The young guys are stepping up. Listen, Jonathan Abram, I feel so bad for him because he went down, but he was playing great football for the last 2 weeks, and I was loving watching him play. He was making some phenomenal plays out there. He was flying around, and his energy, you could tell, was starting to be harbored into this positivity for the Raiders is starting to make big plays. Quinn Jefferson's making big plays, been making plays all year. Solomon Thomas has been quietly one of our really good defensive players, especially in the run game. He has been making plays week in and week out, and I'm loving watching this defense produce.
Getting after it.
Shout out Gus Bradley, man.
I know. Isn't this what you want to see your team do defensively, especially right now, this summer? And guess what?
Right now.
Against the Colts, because they're going to need to do it against the Colts.
Oh, yeah. Again, I say turn on the film for the last 2 weeks. You're talking about run-stopping defense, tackling. And Coach Rich has been talking about tackling almost every Monday in his press conference about where the emphasis on getting after these running backs, not allow them run after contact, and you got to continue that step. And it starts up front, and then it leaks to the second level, then it leaks to the secondary. We have corners who are in on tackles. We have safeties who are coming down into the box. And like you said, Jonathan Abram, the last 2 weeks before he was injured, man, playing spectacular type of football, exactly where Gus wanted him, in the middle of the field, kind of controlling the side-to-side, running down guys, his energy, his effort, everything always there.
I cannot not mention number 5, Divine Diablo.
Yes, the young guy.
He stepped in. He's big, he's strong, he's young, he's fast, he has great hands. You can tell he has a ton of learned about football, but the way that he plays is going to be special for the Las Vegas Raiders moving forward. Yeah. He's been playing some really good football. We just have to stay healthy and keep pushing.
Absolutely. Keep pushing is a great word to use, because coming up on the other side of the break, playoff picture, we're showing you where the Raiders stand. There's been some movement. How are things shaking out? We'll fill you in.
This segment of Raiders Game Day has been brought to you by Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of the Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders Game Day has been brought to you by Twitch. Watch, discover, join in. Modelo, a taste that's pure gold. Brewed for those with a fighting spirit. Credit One Bank, the official credit card of the Las Vegas Raiders. And by Allegiant, the official airline of the Las Vegas Raiders. Low fares, nonstop flights. Book now only at Allegiant.com.
I kind of went into the halftime and talked to the coaches, and I was like, let me get in the rhythm. Just give me a chance to, you know what I'm saying, to play the style of ball that I want to play. In the offensive line, we all came to agreement. We went out there and did it and executed.
Yeah, Josh Jacobs definitely in a rhythm tonight, that's for sure. His whole offensive line and himself also in a rhythm. But Raiders Game Day back with you. I would like to show you guys some notable game results that happen around the NFL.
All right.
That have some playoff implications for Las Vegas. Take a look. The Chiefs beating the Steelers, very important. The Bengals beating the Ravens. The Bills.
Look at the Texans
getting on them Chargers.
Most importantly,
look at the Texans,
the Chargers losing. So
that's good stuff, man.
That's what you kind of want to see. Obviously,
it really
the
is.
Raiders' destiny, they need to win out, but they need some other things to happen.
Today was a good day.
It was.
Today was a good day for the Las Vegas Raiders, and we're still in there. We still control our own destiny. This celebration and it has to be short-lived, and we have to understand that we have to move on, because Indy is going to be a tough matchup for us. They're a tough matchup for anyone. Every game is hard, and we got to continue to play good football, correct the mistakes, and go get a win.
Again, and this could be one of those big games that we come to look at the end of the season and like, hey, man, you know, that Indy game, this guy blew up, he did an outstanding job to lead us to the playoffs, but you got to get there. You got to be able to put in the work, and they have been. Great practices. That practice, like the last couple weeks, has to relate to the games, and I think it has.
Yeah, you saw right there the playoff picture. Raiders sitting at that nice little 9 spot. Chargers right in front of them, and celebrating a big win here at Allegiant Stadium against those division foes, the Broncos. It is so nice to be back. Thank you guys at home for watching. For Marcel, Eric Allen, I'm Erin Coscarelli. We will see you next time. Thanks for watching.